This is Sasha Sabbath. I am starting a brand new tip series. This one is entitled Intuition Guided Tipping Point Tuesday. Isn't that cute? So I'll explain what all that means in a minute. In any case, I wanted to thank you for all of the birthday wishes that you have sent to me, given that my birthday was last week. It is such a testament to the power of community. So here's a question for you. Did you ever get that feeling where you're just on the verge of something that is important to you? You're at the tipping point. You're at a place where you really want to move forward into something, and then there's a teeter-totter. You're kind of leaning back and then leaning forward and then leaning back. And what you need is something that's going to move you past that tipping, sensitive, vulnerable, uncertain perhaps, insecure perhaps, unclear perhaps place, that if you just had the missing piece that you needed, you would no longer be at a tipping point. You would have arrived at where you want to be. Well, that's what this Tipping Point Tuesday series is all about. So I'll give you an example of when this happened to me. Not that long ago, we had some serious storms here, and the electricity went out in my particular home. Some homes were just fine that were nearby, go figure. In any case, I really woke up. I started to quickly assess what's important to me. What do I need to do? What are my priorities that are time sensitive? I was at a tipping point. I could have either folded and kind of figured out a way to make excuses to not be as productive or not get things done, but that's not what I did. What I did was I found a nearby store that actually had electricity, and I called them up and I asked them, can I please plug in my computer, my phone, everything that I needed so that I could function in my business and in my life? And I didn't want to just go in there and find a hiding place with an electrical socket. I wanted to ask them first. I mean, I respect them. I didn't want to be inappropriate. And sure enough, the lady I spoke to said, come on down. We've got all kinds of electrical people here plugging in, meaning people that wanted to plug in and get their batteries recharged and get their life online again. So I went over there, and during the period where I was recharging my backup batteries for my computer and my phone, I was really thinking, what does this tell me about an area of my life or areas of my life where I was maybe complacent, or where I was maybe uncertain, but it wasn't urgent enough, so I didn't really do anything but stay in limbo. Well, this electrical outage put an end to that. So that's my story, to give you some ingredients and components for you to think about in your life. This Tipping Point Tuesday series came about because I'm looking, how can I not, at what is going on in my country, in the world, certainly in Ukraine, and I'm thinking to myself, what is the next evolution? What is the next personality focus that I want to be? Who do I want to be in the midst of all this? And where am I at a tipping point? That tipping point is a moment that is a gift. It is a gift of self-reflection, self-assessment, and expanding the vision of where you want to go in life. And what's holding you back? What's keeping you pulled back instead of moving completely forward so that you're no longer tipping, you arrive. That's what this Tipping Point Tuesday focus really is to provide. An opportunity for you to safely, without judgment, without self-criticism, to look for clarity, to look for answers that match your values, your mission, your purpose in life, and the totality of how you want to proceed in your lifetime, making the impact you want to make. So I'm going to, in this series, teach a little educational topic embellishment And then I'll ask you some questions for you to go home and work on until next Tuesday. So here is today's topic: boundaries. Now listen, a lot of us hear that word a lot. However, sometimes it's not easy to do. Sometimes it's really easy to do. And by boundaries, I mean where you know what you can tolerate and what you won't tolerate from yourself as well as from others. There are times where we blow our boundaries to ourselves. We make promises to ourselves. We say we're going to do this and we don't do it. And we think that that's okay. It's not. It builds up. It erodes one's self-trust. It erodes ourselves in certain ways where we can have too much self-doubt building up because we weren't committed to ourselves about whatever promise we made, whether it's food, health, cleaning up the house, or if it's a business, if you're a business owner, or even if you're an employee. Just being able to set your goals, set your intentions, saying you're going to do this, you're going to make this many calls, you're going to prepare those kinds of emails, you're going to reach out to those potential clients, and then you don't. That takes a hit. There are consequences to that. And so boundaries start with you, how you treat you, how you make assertions and promises to yourself. And if you don't follow through, how does that affect you? Well, if you don't follow through for you, how are you going to expect others to follow through for you, right? So the question becomes, what are those things that you are perhaps doing to yourself, or things that you are living with yourself that really don't feel good, are not healthy? It could be relationships, it could be your diet, it could be the way your home looks, it could be the way you take care of your pets if you have pets. It could be your car, how you take care of your car, if you take care of your car other than putting gas in it, just about anything. And then the question becomes, if you upped your game, if you are no longer at a tipping point regarding that particular situation, what would be one baby step that you could do so that you moved more in the direction of who you want to be, how you want to be, and in what areas of your life you are committed to strengthening yourself so that you develop new habits, you develop new boundaries. So that's you being in relationship with you having boundaries with you. Now let's talk about other people. I think it's pretty straightforward. You have to decide how you want to be treated. You have to decide what is workable and what is not workable. You have to decide under what circumstances are certain things allowed, permitted, tolerated, and then what circumstances are not. And then the games begin. What are you going to do about it, right? That's when you have to dig your heels in and do your research. Do your field research as to who you want to study with, who you want to consult with, who you want to look and see maybe how they model the kind of behavior that you would like. Sometimes we need to just get some basic communication skills down. Sometimes we need to know how to strengthen our energy field. The energy field around us, especially if you're an empath and a sensitive like I am, highly psychic as I am, we have a different set of rules of self-care than people who might be more thick-skinned. So it's up to us to take responsibility for us. And that's boundaries. Boundaries that you're honest with yourself. You don't make yourself wrong. You may need to grow. You may need to make some changes. But let's not beat yourself up. There's no point in that. Let's just direct that emotion, that passion, that determination, that willingness, that concern into what am I going to do about it? Let's get back to tipping point. So Can you think of anything right now as you're listening to this video where you know you're at a tipping point, where you know you're hovering, and you can feel the restlessness, you can feel the unsettledness of it. Sometimes you might kind of swallow it down and pretend it's really not bothering you, but then it gurgles right back up to the surface, doesn't it? One's truth can be stifled for just so long. Wouldn't you agree? Because it's going to come out in all different ways. We have to face our truth, face who we are, take responsibility, and then decide, who do I want to be in the matter? Am I going to let circumstances change who I am? Maybe sometimes it's necessary. Other times, circumstances may be that fire that strengthens the steel that you are, that no matter what's going on in the world, in your life, you are unflappable. You are immutable, where you will stay fixed in the truth of who you are. So your assignment, when you watch this video, is to give yourself some space. Maybe when you're washing the dishes, maybe when you're taking a walk, maybe when you're meditating, maybe when you're journaling. And just ask yourself, where am I at a tipping point, really and truly, in my personal life and in my career business life? And what is it going to take to tip fully in the direction that I really want to go? Now, I have something for you. I have a free gift. I'll put the link in this video description. I have a video training. It's about 20 minutes long. It's part of my mini course, Unleash Your Success Intuition Power mini course, which is a 5-video training. And this gift is one of those trainings. It's day 2. And the reason that I want to give this to you is because there's an exercise in there that will help you to let go of the pull, the energies, the circumstances, the beliefs, the patterns that are yanking you back from that pivotal moving forward. It's called Claim Your Power, Clear the Way. Claim your power, clear the way. So the first 2/3 of the video is where I discuss paradigms, principles, and you looking at yourself as a leader, as what I call a light leader, where you are true to your values, you're true to your mission, you're true to moving through life that is connected to a higher vision of what you want to experience in this lifetime and the impact you want to make. And then in the final third of the video is the exercise. And it is going to be an exercise that teaches you how to assess yourself in terms of energies, how to release those unwanted energies, and then to activate the energies in your energy field so that you become a magnetic field, bringing to you the people, places, and circumstances that will support you in creating the experiences in life that you want, the outer experiences as well as the inner experiences. Inner experiences means moods and behaviors and habits and reactions and interpretations and those kinds of things. So I will leave that for you. It is an opt-in page, so you'll be part of my mailing list. And I would love for you to give me some feedback once you listen to that video as to how you noticed yourself becoming transformed, where you've tipped forward into the you want to be in whatever area of life that might be. All right, that's it. This is our very first intuition guided Tipping Point Tuesday. And it's intuition guided because at all times I encourage you to strengthen your conscious connection to your intuition and to live your life as an intuition guided person. You must. If you don't, you won't like the outcomes as well. And what we want is for you to flourish for you to be prosperous, for you to be on point, on target, and for you to have a wonderful human lifetime in partnership with your intuition. That's it. I send you my love. God bless. Bye for now. Mwah!